Children, adolescents, and young men develop their identities and form expectations for themselves based on the influences that surround them. This process of socialization is one that includes the influence of family, peer groups, the media, and much more.
Specifically, the media plays a significant role because of the messages that are displayed in the media and the sheer amount of media these children are exposed to regularly. Young boys on average watch over 40 hours of television and movies per week. The messages these television shows and movies include themes of hypermasculinity and stereotypical gender roles for men.
When children are frequently exposed to these themes, what they see becomes their expectation for themselves, which contributes to the way that they act. How are men displayed in the media?
In the media, men are oftentimes portrayed as being powerful, rich, and often athletic, which is unrealistic for young men and adolescents.
Do you think that men are accurately displayed in most television shows and movies?
Me personally, I don't think that TV shows and movies accurately represent men as a whole. I think they just kind of push stereotypes, like whether it be male dominance over females, or just anything of that sort, and just being strong. And they don't show like really the emotional side. Or
Who are some figures or individuals you admire, and what is it you admire about them?
I admire and look up to athletes like the guy on my shirt, Russell Westbrook. He's really strong, tough, doesn't show much emotion, and I mean, parts of sometimes looking up to athletes can be a positive because of their toughness and work ethic, but at the same time, they can be bad role models with off the field stuff, and sometimes it can be a unrealistic model to live up to, and sometimes being super hyper masculine and being all about sports is not a good view for young boys.
Have you ever based the way you act or dress off of someone in a source of media to be more appealing to others?
I guess I wear a lot of like athletic stuff because you see other athletes wearing that and people you look up to, and you just kind of want to be like that, or stuff that just looks nice because you see it looks nice on other people and you just kind of hope it looks nice on you too.
Is portraying men as masculine, powerful, and dominant harmful to young men and children, or is it a reflection of reality?
Well, I'm not sure if it's exactly reality that all, men are masculine and dominant, but I think it's kind of almost a good example for young people to follow because it gives them, an example of like being strong-willed and powerful, like sticking up for what you believe in. So sometimes it can be a little bit too much, but I think it's like a good role model kind of to look up to.
How might someone describe an ideal man, and where do you think someone might have developed this belief?
I think based off of the red carpets where you see the superstars, the Hollywood stars, dressed very nicely, cleanly shaven and muscular and all those different things, kind of like the ideal person, a lot of money, a lot of style, and that's just the way men are depicted as they should be in society.
What have you been taught by the media in regards to what a man should be?
Well, I feel like the media portrays men to be like handsome and very muscular, as well as being brave and having like no emotion,
And how do you feel about that?
I feel like it's sort of unfair and that they should give men a better chance,
Have you ever been offended by the way media conveyed men, and how?
Yeah, so in one of my favorite shows, Family Guy, one of the characters, Quagmire, is he womanizes a lot of the characters by just identifying them as objects rather than equals, and that basically shows me how men are subjected in the media.
Do you think the way the media portrays men is harmful? And if yes, in what ways should they change?
I do believe it's harmful, and I think that they could change by being more, equal and less possessive, not as dominant.
We found through interviewing male students in the BHS community that they clearly see the lasting effect of the constant portrayal of male stereotypes in the media. Although students may be aware of the stereotypes the media displays, they may still conform to these as they are harmful ideas of toxic masculinity to either fit in with the crowd or to impress.
There is no one answer to solving this issue, but there are a number of ways to address this issue so the boys of the future do not feel the need to conform to these unrealistic ideals. TV and movie scriptwriters can develop more well-rounded male characters, and parents can inform their children and limit the amount of media they consume regularly to try to counteract the false portrayal of men in the media.